Olá, olá, estão me ouvindo aí fora, todo mundo?
Ao
Olha,
vivo aqui com Ty Sheridan, Simon Pegg, de jogador número 1. Welcome, guys!
Thank you very much. Thank you.
thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure for us to have you guys here. And how was your stay? Simon, you're here for like, I don't know, 1-2 days so far?
Yeah, I got in on Friday morning, and
So how your stay here in
I've
Savella?
really loved it. Yeah, it's been my first time in Brazil, and I found it to be an incredible place. I love the people. Everyone's so friendly. It's true. I know people will say that. It's true.
A few hours, and everybody I've met so far has been great.
Oh, cool.
I went to a crazy samba bar last night.
Oh, really?
It was really cool.
How
And
it was?
Yeah, it was just everyone was singing, and it was really bright, and it was great.
That's cool.
O Thiago perguntou para eles, o Simon chegou aqui na sexta, ele falou que está adorando, que ele é a primeira vez dele no Brasil, que ele já foi para um bar de samba, e o Ty acabou de chegar, mas já está sentindo todo o amor.
Yeah, so let's talk about Ready Player One. So you guys here for talk about that. And how is the reaction from the fans so far? We had one trailer. So far, we're gonna have some news in the upcoming panel, right? And how the fans are receiving the film so far, the movie so far. What do you think?
I think it's. I think people are keen to see some stuff. You know, the first trailer obviously was early in the editing process, so it was very much a collage of imagery from the film. I think the next trailer will probably give you a little idea of the story. But yeah, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of love for the book, and I think Ernie and Zach Penn have done a great job of adapting it, right? And I'm stoked. I'm super pumped, to use the Ty Sheridanism.
So Ty, what can you talk about Wade? I mean, your character, he has a different journey, and I mean, he starts with he's an outcast, and all of a sudden he's on a hunt, a different hunt, and encounters a lot of challenges. What can you say about this version of Wade Watts in Ready Player One?
Yeah, well, the movie takes place in 2045, and it's kind of a neglected world, and he escapes to this virtual reality video game where he can be whoever he wants to be, and he's obsessed with 80s pop culture and movies, and all of his heroes came from the 80s, so I think for a lot of people, including fans of the book and people who are just fans of 80s trivia in general, are going to really enjoy the film as Wade does The Oasis.
O Thiago primeiro perguntou para o Simon, para eles, como foi a recepção do trailer. O Simon explicou que o primeiro mostrou algumas referências, porque ainda estava muito no início do processo de edição do filme, mas esse segundo trailer, que eles vão apresentar muito em breve, tipo hoje, ele vai mostrar um pouco mais da história. E depois ele perguntou para o Ty sobre o personagem dele, e o Ty falou que o personagem é um fã, que muita gente vai se relacionar, porque o filme tem toda a relação com todas as coisas que ele ama, e as pessoas vão se relacionar com isso também.
So you talked about the references from the 80s, and in the first trailer, we saw references and Easter eggs from the 80s, but from the 90s, and from recent superheroes too. We will have that mix of Easter eggs and references, because the book is focused on 80s stuff, 80s movies and TV. We're gonna have more things and recent things.
Yeah, I think that with the book, obviously, there are certain things that are referenced. With the film, there are other things that Ernest brought into reference as well, because it's been some time since the book was written. So, and James Halliday, you know, grew up in this period, so everything that has happened in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s would have formed part of his sort of growth as an adult and as a fan of popular culture. So, yeah, I think there's some new references in there that aren't in the book, and there's some really amazing stuff that people are going to get a kick out of. Also, it's a brilliant story. It's a treasure hunt, and I think if you walked into it not getting the Easter eggs, you'd still have a great time with it, because it's a fantastic adventure.
O Thiago perguntou por causa das referências, que o livro tem muitas referências aos anos 80, e se no filme vai ter uma atualização. E aí o Simon falou que sim, vão ter coisas novas que foram adicionadas ali, mas que o filme é essa caçada aos easter eggs, é uma aventura, então mesmo que você não pegue todas as referências, você ainda vai se divertir muito.
So Ty, how it was, I have to ask that question, how was to work with Steven Spielberg? I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest filmmakers. How was to work with him?
It's definitely one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had, and I learned so much on this movie. But he's just so enthusiastic about filmmaking, and a guy, you know, like who's been doing it for over 40 years. Just to see him so enthused every day, just to be at work, it's like he I don't know. He breathes.
He's the man.
He's the man. He just loves filmmaking.
Yeah. It's incredible. And as someone who grew up watching his movies, it's just a privilege to work for him and with him. And he tells great stories, doesn't he?
Yeah, like you're hanging around him for like 5 minutes and you just hear the most amazing story about him and Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, like we was
whoever.
in my trailer that time when he came by and he just told us a story about working with Stanley Kubrick like it was nothing. We're like, what?
He's like, yeah, me and Stanley.
It's Stanley, right?
Stanley. O Thiago perguntou como que é trabalhar com o Spielberg, que é o diretor do Jogador Número 1. Eles falaram, claro, que é ótimo, que você aprende coisas o tempo inteiro com ele. São 5 minutos de conversa. Aí o Simon estava falando que um dia no trailer dele, ele estava falando simplesmente uma história dele com o Stanley Kubrick. É eu, o Steven Spielberg e o Stanley Kubrick, Stanley, meu amigo. E que é uma coisa assim, que cada conversa, cada momento com ele, com esse cara que está há anos na indústria, você aprende muito.
We have two different worlds in Ready Player One. We have the real world, where is a lot of poverty and people are not doing so well, and Oasis is the place to escape, right? And in the book is like that. You got the two kinds of worlds. In the movie, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to discuss poverty and you got to escape from the reality to go to Oasis, or it's just something based on the hunt of Wade to the Easter eggs.
No, this movie and this story is a perfect opportunity to blend computer-generated imagery with the real world. We have two worlds, as you say. There's the Oasis, which is entirely a virtual world where Wade goes and sort of lives his virtual life, and then there's the real world, which is a dark and a poor and overcrowded place. And it's kind of like, today we go to the movies to escape from our sort of complicated world. We go and see all these crazy adventures, and it's very much the same as in Ready Player One. These people want to get away from the real world, and so they enter in. So the way Steven's done it is that when you're in the Oasis, it's performance capture, and it's going to look incredible, and then in the real world, it's gritty and real and dark, and I think the contrast is going to be amazing.
O filme são duas realidades, né? Porque é o mundo virtual e o mundo real. E o Simon estava explicando que o Steven fez uma parte é captura de movimento e a outra é o mundo real, sujo, feio. E é a mesma coisa na nossa vida, que hoje em dia a gente vai para o cinema para escapar da nossa realidade, que às vezes nem sempre está tão legal. E é o mesmo tipo de escapismo. Eles procuram o Oasis como uma maneira de escapar de uma realidade que não é tão bonita assim. Mas a forma como o Steven Spielberg usou essas duas formas, esse contraste, vai ser incrível.
So Ty, you in the filmmaking, did you shoot a lot of CGI things? I mean, with the green screen and with practical effects. How it was this mix of working in Ready Player One?
Well, I guess to break it down, everything that happens in the Oasis is we've shot motion capture, so that's all digitally created and CGI. Everything that takes place in the real world, we shot practical. So the movie takes place in a place called the Stacks, and the Stacks are mobile homes on top of mobile homes to accentuate the poverty element of the story and where the world is at in 2045. And we actually built, well, I didn't, but the crew built those sets entirely, and they were all practical. So for us, it was super easy to just show up to work, and you're looking at what's going to be in the film, and it was just incredible.
Falou do contraste, né, que eles tiveram tudo que é virtual, eles filmaram com captura de movimento. Então foi tudo com aquela roupa verde, com aquela roupa com os pontinhos na tela verde. Mas a outra parte eram sets práticos, todo construído, que eles têm a favela deles lá, são os stacks, que são trailers em cima de trailers, que mostram a pobreza desse mundo. E ele falou que para eles era muito fácil chegar lá, porque os sets eram... Ele deve ter brincado que ele fala eu construí, mas não foi ele que construiu. Que foram extremamente detalhados, construídos, que era muito fácil chegar lá no set e simplesmente gravar.
So what can you tell, you guys can tell us about the relationship between the two characters? I mean, they've gone through a lot of things in the hunt and the mission that Wade is in. How is the relationship between you two on the movie?
It's difficult to explain that really without sort of giving too much away to people that don't know the story. But Ogden Morrow, who I play, it was a really fun part to play because you see him at various stages in his life as a young man when Wade is going through the archives and later as an older man. And you know, he's there, he's still alive, and his partner has died, James Halliday, who has hidden his fortune, and he's just still around out there, and it was a really fun character to play. I enjoyed it, and the scenes I did get to play with Ty, I love hanging out with this kid. It's great fun.
He's only saying that. I gave him $20 earlier.
O Thiago perguntou da relação dos personagens deles. O Simon disse que não pode falar muito sem entregar, mas que é bem interessante porque o personagem dele aparece em diversos pontos da vida dele, da juventude até a velhice. E você tem a relação dele também com o James Halliday, que criou o jogo, então que ele perdeu o amigo dele. Você tem todos os momentos, mas ele falou que ele adorou todas as cenas dele com o Ty, que ele adora fazer cenas com esse garoto, ele disse. Mas que aí o Ty brincou que deu $20 para ele poder dizer isso todas as vezes. Is something changed from the book to the screen? Like, besides the reference, like there's some plot changes?
Yeah, and I think when I read it, it's one of the best adaptations of a book to a film that I've read, because what Zach and Ernie did was where it would have been difficult to translate it, where things were very literary. Books are a different experience to a film. A book is cerebral and it's suggestive. A film is visual and it's prescriptive. They're different things. And in order to make the book work on film, certain things had to be adapted and changed. What was great was that Ernie worked with Zach to make sure that the spirit of the book is intact, which it entirely is. And where there are chunks of the film which aren't in the book, those chunks still totally embody what Ernie was going for as a writer. So I was really impressed at how they did that. You know, some people, when they try and adapt a book, will slavishly try to put each page on the screen, and that often doesn't work.
Yeah.
This, I think, was a very smart adaptation.
Awesome.
A Natália perguntou para ele sobre a adaptação, se tinha alguma mudança da adaptação do filme, do livro para o filme, e tem algumas mudanças sim, mas ele acha que a essência do livro continua ali, que é o mais importante. Muitas vezes alguns roteiristas tiram muita coisa do livro para transformar numa coisa diferente, e muitas vezes isso dá errado, mas ele acha que essa é uma das melhores adaptações que a gente já teve aí, e a essência do livro, que é o mais importante, está ali. Guys, thank you very much. We're going to have a panel in like we're going to have a panel in like 20 minutes. What can you say about that panel? We're going to have new stuff there?
I'll be stripping naked.
Oh,
okay.
So let's see that.
Okay, we have someone here that would like to see that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for being
so
here.
Obrigado.
Thank you. Obrigado. Thank you. A gente volta já com mais convidados especiais. Alicia Vikander estará aqui em alguns minutos. Até mais. Fica aí.
In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth, but it sure doesn't seem like it when you live in the stacks. They called our generation the missing millions. Missing not because we went anywhere, but there's nowhere left to go. except the Oasis. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.